Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you everyone for joining this call. We start this call. Shankar. Next. So one of the key thing is what the Airlink vision is. The Airlink long-term vision is to lead the electronic consumer not only smart devices production in Pakistan, and to set up a standards by entering or forging relationship with international brands and promote local domestic manufacturing in Pakistan with the potential to export. This slide covers our manufacturing, our strength. Manufacturing is our strength. We are producing three brands, and one is Xiaomi, which we produce under the Select, and itel and Techno is produced under the banner of Airlink. In addition to that, we have a very strong retail and distribution network. The company has reached out to 1,000 plus wholesalers, 5,000 plus retailers, and have a 15 flagship retail stores and 16 plus customer service and regional offices. In terms of the distribution partner, is Xiaomi, Apple, Samsung, Techno, itel, and other brands. We are a market leader both in terms of the manufacturing and also the retail and distribution side of the business. Shankar, next please. So compared to the last year, this year the sale was dropped by around 19%. And the reason was simply because the last year, 2024, was an exceptional year. And the imposition of the tax in the last quarter also pushed the principals pushed the sales in the last quarter of June 2024. That helped us to push the sales to the record high numbers. But the company retained its growth. It's in tandem with the industry, and the sale was recorded 104 billion. But one important thing to highlight is that from effectively July 1st, there was the imposition of 18% sales tax. After the incorporation of the sales tax, the sale is around roughly 120 billion, so which is like 9 billion short from the last year. Next, please. Sir.
Yes.
So I request Mr. To cover the financial performance for this year.
As Mr. Sajid Farooqi has told that in this year we have achieved a net sale number of 104 billion as compared to last year 129 billion. The major effect was the sale tax, 18%, which was imposed in July 2024. And if we're talking about the gross revenue, which he has shown you in the last slide, so its number is 120 as compared to 129. So good thing is this, like last two consecutive years, we have crossed the revenue of 100 billion. And this year, a dip in the net sales, but as compared to that, all other element factors like gross profit, we have gain of 13.9%. GP margin is, in percentage terms, it is 29.4%. In horizontal ratio, it is 13.9%. And in the same way, the operating margin by 12.4%, like net margin 21.6%, and EPS by 2.6%. And dividend per share is 77%.
7.7.
But 7.7 increase from last year. Okay. 7.7% is increased from last year. We have paid more dividend.
I think one of the reasons the next is the first quarterly results, which we announced we had the board meeting yesterday, and the results were posted in the morning. Nusrat?
Yeah. In first quarter September 2025, we have a sale growth as compared to last quarter, 22 billion. It is 10.7% growth in the sale, 56% growth in the gross profit, and net margin increased by 41%. Operating profit is increased by 68%. Operating margin is increased by 52%. Profit after tax increased by 88%, and net margin is increased by 69.9%, giving the earning per share is 4%, which is 88% high from the last preceding similar quarter, September 2024.
So the driving factor, I think these numbers have been covered. Actually, the main comment on is that the driving factor is that the increment in the gross margin is a very concerted effort by the company to rationalize the cost or to better negotiate with the principals the pricing. And one important function of the improved margin is the product mix produced in the factory during the year. So we improve the if you see the raw material consumed. So last year the portion of the raw material to the sale was 66% at financial year 2024 basis, but in the financial year 2025 the portion of the raw material or cost of goods sold consumed reduced to 52%. And this significant reduction is a result of improvement across all the sectors on all the components of the company, whether it's the port handling, importment, logistics. And during the last year, the company inducted some senior professionals from the market, and that decision yielded the dividends in the form of a better operating margins. Yeah, next please. So as you all know, okay, it's already in the public knowledge. Okay, we are building a new factory in the Sundar Green Zone. The total area is 8 acres and it's split between Select Technologies and Air. As per the legal terms, legal title, Select owns 5 acres and the Airlink owns 3 acres. The structure of the building design is ground floor plus 4 floors, and the total area covered will be 1.4 million square feet. One of the reasons to move to this new facility is to enhance the production, and it's a long-term strategy and long-term planning to cover the upcoming growth, not only in the smartphone segment but also in the white goods market. The company during the 2024 started the production and distribution of Xiaomi TVs. We received a very encouraging response from the market. We received good response. And this year, the company will place more focus on enhancing its market presence in the LED television market. Next, please. So I think the 3 growth areas, I think the Acer tablet, our venture or entry into the tablet markets is already known to the market. The first shipment we will receive during the month of November, and we will test our muscles by distributing and selling those Acer tablets. And we will grow this business through not only at the retail level, but also through entering into a strategic partnership with different institutions, corporates, and also we will try to enter into a long-term relationships with some strategic partners. Already covered, already known in the market, we started Xiaomi TV manufacturing. We are trying to enhance the numbers and to become a significant market player in this particular segment. This, I think, compared to smartphone, the entry into the white goods or LED market is mainly because of the reason it's a natural, extension what we do, the manufacturing excellence. So, and the distribution and retail network. So what we are trying to do, we are leveraging our strength in manufacturing and distribution retail to grow our business to the next level. One key driver is the improved margins. In this particular segment, the white good market compared to the smartphone markets. White goods have margins are higher compared to the smartphones. So that is why the company is planning a cautious approach to enter into the home appliances market. And we will be using this Sundar factory for the manufacturing. One reason to select the Green Sundar factory zone is the tax exemptions available in the form of the corporate tax and also a benefit available from the import duties. So all the new productions, whether it's LED television or some selected white goods products, will be done through from the Sundar market, so from the Sundar Industrial Zone factory. The mobile phone production will continue in both in the Qaid-e-Azam Industrial, the current factory, and also a portion will be started from the Sundar factory. We are trying to commence the production in the Sundar factory zone in the financial year 2026. The work, the gray structure is there, and there's a concentrated efforts to complete the factory as soon as possible. Yeah, next, please. On the ESG side, I think the company has a focus on both on the environment, social initiatives, and governance to improve the our to improve the sustainable to contribute towards the sustainable future. And we have a ESG manager in our company. She is responsible, Ms. Sidra. She is responsible for all these efforts. And she has been engaged with the government organizations and with the other private organizations for the compliance and to bring further improvement in this particular domain. Next, please. So on the CSR side, company is playing its due role by entering into partnership with different leading organizations across Pakistan. I think one is important is the Behra Community Center, where we provide a free medical treatment to the patients. Then our focus is on the STEM school to improve the quality of education in a particular, especially at the bottom of the pyramid level. So these are the some initiatives that the company has undertaken in presently and in the last years. And company is will continue to grow its CSR responsibilities and the impact in the coming years. Next, please. So this is so we are open to the questions. Thank you for your listening to us.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Sajid Saab. Muzaffar Saab has also joined us in this call. So we have received some questions in advance. Meanwhile, if Muzaffar Saab, if you want to share some opening remarks, we can directly move to the Q&A session.
First of all, I am thankful to Topline for arranging all this. Thank you very much, all the Topline team and everything. And thank you very much for everybody listening the Airlink presentation. So I can just tell you that Airlink is on its track. We are doing our trying to fulfill our commitment with our investors. And the next year or the second half of this financial year, that is starting from the calendar year January to June, will be a very good year, I hope, inshallah ta'ala. And I see Airlink on a good track, on the good track, and there will be a very good uh, growth history of Airlink. You will see there will be very fast growing. We are trying to enter in the white goods. That will be TV, and then air conditioning, microwave, washing machine. We're trying to enter in the white goods. And secondly, we're also starting laptop within this month or next month. They will arrive. The shipment will arrive. The TV is already doing very good. We are trying to have something in e-bikes. We have already done an MOU with the Saudi partner in terms of tech division, and which is making the health records. So we are in negotiation with them. That has not converted to agreement yet. We have signed, to keeping in market view, the buy now pay later agreement with one of the partners, that is Edufy. So as we need to change the canvas of the all mobile industry in the country, so and especially the white goods. So we're looking forward for this buy now BNPL project, buy now pay later. That will be a very good addition to the company, and especially there will be a very promising second half is coming up, and Airlink will be a growth story, and you will see a big change, and especially moving towards this tax-free zone in Sundar. We are almost ready, and by hope by December we will move there maximum. And the second half, there will be, because it's 10 years tax-free zone, will give a good edge and good benefit to the company. And we hope that this growth trajectory will remain, and it will go good, inshallah ta'ala. And whatever you have seen, the margins right now, EPS, it will, hopefully it will improve more. And one more thing I just want to give you, the company has decided to pay good dividends in the coming year. So we are not going to stop this kind of, we're not going to stop dividends, as The company has already fulfilled all its financial obligations, already achieved by even investing in the new factory. We have managed everything. So hopefully we can pay good payouts with a good EPS and with a good with a good track with a good history of upgoing towards especially a promising year, especially a good year for Airlink in terms of growth history. It will be a success story for you, inshallah, as it was before. You all will be happy, you all will be glad. I hope by the next year, what we have already planned. So, thank you very much. And you all are welcome for any questions. My whole team is there. And hopefully, we can try. And we need your help and we need your continued support so we can achieve our targets. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Muzaffar Saab. I think most of the questions the participants had, you have already addressed in your opening remarks. However, we have received some questions in advance, which I shared with Sajid Saab. So I'll just read them out. Maybe we can start with those questions first. So the first question is, how many number of mobile phones, laptops, or TVs you are expecting to be sold in this fiscal year? And the percentage growth that you are expecting for next 2 to 3 years, if you can highlight.
No, sir, please you answer these things.
I will answer this question. The number of laptop, regarding the laptop, first LC and the contract of laptop, we have opened that, and approximately after the arrival of that shipment, we can give assurance for the sale of laptop. But even if you are talking about the market size, laptop market is more than 1.5 million laptop market of Pakistan. And a first lot with which we are importing is around 10,000 pieces. And we are also planning to sell around more than 100K laptops in financial year 20 till the financial year 2026 will end. Regarding the production units, the total production units of the factory, both of Xiaomi and Airlink, we are expecting a growth in a number of around 20%, and approximately 2.5 to 2.6 million units we will produce in this financial year. As compared to last financial year, it is on 20% growth. And in distribution business, we are already on a growth trajectory. We have added an Apple phone, and the first lot of Apple we import. It is a tremendous sale of a single day from two outlets, one from Zinwa Mall and one from Dolmen Mall, Karachi. A one-day sale is more than 280 million PKR. So we have imported second lot, and that second lot already we have sold it out. Now I am opening the LC for the third lot. So company overall growth will be, you can access that it is around 20% growth, and we are expecting company to close the number at 140 billion in upcoming year, in which add up of TV around 8 billion, around 2 to 4 billion of laptops, around enhancement of production of both Techno and Xiaomi will add up 10 to 15 billion. So keeping in view that this year number 104 billion and adding this TV additional sale of mobile phones and laptop, we are expected to close the revenue at 140 billion.
Okay, so like you mentioned about the record sales for the new iPhone models, can you just mention, are the margins, gross margins, comparable to what Airlink is earning right now in the range of around 8 to 14% on the resale of these iPhones?
Regarding the gross margin, I will explain you the mechanism. We are producing Xiaomi with different mobile phones. Every mobile phone has a different margin. Even we are producing Techno with different models, so every model has a different margins. So if we are producing the same pace of the numbers, like the same models with same margins, so then our GP will improve in future. But regarding the NP, we will give you the assurance that NP will be better, because our tax rate will be adjusted in next half year production. So we have some benefit from our tax. Our GP, we will try our best to maintain that GP, because we have changed the pricing with the principal. The more we will invest in the product, we will get benefited from the principal regarding the finance cost. So we are very hopeful that we will maintain our GP margin and we will improve our net profit margins.
Okay, so you have already, yeah, Sajid sir, you want to add something?
And one important thing is our growing presence in the retail sector. So recently, we have launched Samsung Mono Store in Dolmen Mall, Lahore. We are going to launch Xiaomi Mono Store in Dolmen Mall, Lahore, and we are will be the authorized Mono Store for Apple in Dolmen Mall, Lahore. So the company is placing a special emphasis on enhancing its retail presence across Pakistan, and we have received a very encouraging response. As Nusrat has highlighted, we have made the record sales on the launch of the iPhone 17. So, for example, in the 2024, the sales through the retail stores operated by Airlink was around 1.1 billion. It grew to 2 billion in 2025, for 100% growth, and we are targeting the same growth rate in the years to come. So, and the reason is that actually it facilitates the customer to buy a premium product and it's a peace of mind for the customer. He's getting authentic product from the Airlink operated store. Second, the margins are improved. You are incorporating the retail sector margin also in at the bottom line. So that's
If I can conclude the gross margin increase reasons, one of the reasons that you mentioned that you have negotiated better pricings with your principal, number one, and number two, your sales have improved for the retail segment as well. I mean, your direct sales to the retail through opening of new stores. So if you can just mention what percentage of the increase in margins is primarily attributed to the renegotiation with the principal, and what percentage is attributed to the change in sales mix? Or is there any third reason also behind the increase in margins?
So Shankar, my answer to is that the major is coming from the manufacturing business. So if you see the cost of goods sold, if you match it with the raw material consumed, the percentage in the last year for a sale is like 66%, and this 66% dropped to against a 1 rupee sale to 52%. So there is like a 14% increment in terms of the raw material consumed and the cost of goods sold. And this cost of goods sold is a function and it's a built of many things. It's a raw material cost, logistics cost, airport handling. So what the company has done in the last 1 year, the company has rationalized all the costs, and this is the result of a small gains accumulated from a very thorough exercise conducted by the company under the leadership of the CEO and the CFO.
Okay, so should we expect this 14% gross margin level at a consolidated level to sustain going forward?
Yeah, we are very hopeful that we will sustain this level and inshallah.
Okay, so the next question that we received in advance was related to any comment on the Xiaomi EV cars that you are planning to import? Number two, what was the reason for buying a commercial property in Gulberg, Alam, for 1.3 billion rupees?
So, with regards to Xiaomi, I will answer. Xiaomi car is, of course, in pipeline. Still, and next week I'm going to China, but it is not confirmed yet anything. Xiaomi previously thought that they will launch this car in Pakistan this year, but fortunately and good for Xiaomi, when they launched the next model in China, in 2 minutes online sales, they sold 200,000 cars. It is on Google, it is everywhere. So the response was so amazing that instead of moving to right hand drive, they are trying to fulfill the Chinese demand for the left hand drive first. And this is the reason they delayed the launch. And now we are going to China. We're meeting with Xiaomi on 29th. It's annual global conference with all the distributors and manufacturers. And with this, we will have a meeting with the Xiaomi top owner and management, everybody, and we'll come to know what is their plan. But I don't see in near future that Xiaomi is bringing car to Pakistan, because if it is coming in next couple of months or 3 4 months, I don't see any chance, because it will come only when the Xiaomi will decide the right hand car. This is the EV status of Xiaomi. And what was your other question, please?
Regarding the commercial property, Gulberg
Yeah,
Road.
for car, we are also, for telling you, we are also working on some other brands. If we find a good brand in China, any good EV brand, we will of course bring them to Pakistan. For the commercial property buying on MMLM, it's been long, and Mr. CFO will answer you for that. Please.
If you see our structure of borrowing, we have different type of structure of borrowing. Some borrowing is backed by the TDR, and some borrowing is backed by the charge on the current assets. So when our TDR liability is equal to buying some property, it is with negotiation with the banks that we will convert that TDR into property. So this TDR was placed with the JS Bank, which were converted into property, and it was a good option for us to purchase a property of 1.3 billion. And you see in accounts of 2024, 2025 that this property is revalued at the level of 2 billion. So we have not only get the capital gain on the property, at the same level we have get the fundings against that, and if we kept that cash in the bank, so that cash will be deteriorated with the passage of time and it is for no use. So some banks will allow these type of transactions, which during the getting loan from those banks, we will negotiate that we can convert that TDRs or that deposits against the property, and it is a good option.
Okay, one last question that I received in advance, then we can move towards the chat option and raise hand option. So it was quite encouraging to see company starting interim dividend for the first time. So should we expect this trend to continue going forward, the interim dividend pattern?
Yeah, I will answer this question. I believe if the company will keep on this growth trajectory like this and will keep on having the profits like this, we will continue this kind of tradition, inshallah. We will keep paying payouts, dividends to our investors as we have done from the day one. We will continue even the quarterly one. But end of the day, it's the final decision by the board.
Okay, so I'll now request Malik Abdul Mois to please unmute yourself and proceed with your question.
Yes, Shankar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
First of all, thank you so much to Shankar and to the management for all the answers. Basically, most of my questions have been answered, but I just want them to elaborate a bit on the household items that they are entering. That what basically is their plan? How are they planning on entering into this segment, and what could be the incremental revenue that we can expect from this, and when?
For household, what we have created the new facility. It's one complete ground floor is being developed and designed for the household items, and I believe that soon we will be in agreement with some of the big Chinese brands. We are negotiating with them. We are just discussing with them. We are under NDA, but not yet finalized anything. But I believe soon, just in by the first quarter of calendar year or the third quarter of this financial year, we should be able to finalize some big brand, international brand for households. And the brand we are targeting, they must be in top 5 in the world, 4 or 5 in the world. And if it comes to Pakistan, of course, the numbers will generate automatically. There will be a good numbers. What else you asked, my friend? Wasn't this the only question, or there was any second part of the question as well? Hello.
Mois,
No, sir.
yeah.
This was the only question. This was the only question.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Malik. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I'll now request Mr. AK to please unmute yourself and proceed with your question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So most of the questions are answered, but I still want to continue. You mentioned that the home appliance partnership is still under NDA and the name cannot be disclosed. But my question regarding that is home appliances are brick and mortar expensive business. You need outlets. So what's the plan? Is it we want to open retail outlets, or are we planning to partnership with existing electronics sellers and display it there? My second question is, you mentioned the electric cars. That's capital extensive and a very difficult business. Why is the focus on that? Even though we are seeing that electric scooters is a much profitable and every business, every second business is entering into that field. And I think your partner Xiaomi already has electric scooters, and I think the capital expenditure on setting up a manufacturing unit would be much less. So what's the plan regarding that? And my final question is, I was going through the financial statements. Even the revenue has decreased, but the cost of sales and distribution cost decreased significantly, contributing to the profitability. Uh, what contributed to this decrease in the sales cost and distribution? And is it sustainable throughout the coming quarters and future? And finally, if you can elaborate on export plans regarding these new business units, the Acer and the home appliances and so on. Thank you.
Yes, for your first question for the home appliances, it's a brick and mortar. I do understand, but in Pakistan, this business is being generally done through the existing dealers and retailers. So we will go through the existing dealers and retailers. We will not invent the wheel by creating our own shops. I believe the first step is to have directly with the distributors and retailers which are doing this business, which are doing other brands like Samsung, like LG. So we will use them. And with regards to your second question for the electric cars, EVs, we do understand there is a lot of investment. So if we do EV, we will try to do in JV with any other company. And first of all, we will test the market as government has already allowed 500 to 1,000 vehicles we can import if we want to manufacture or assemble in Pakistan. So if it all goes well, then we will jump in that and we will jump in with the JV, not without JV. And in terms of electric bikes, we're already working on it. And scooty, as you said, Xiaomi has its own scooty. Scooty is not being very much sold in Pakistan. It's no, because in Pakistan the roads are not being designed for the scooty, especially. So the mostly being used is e-bikes. We're working on e-bikes as well, but not yet finalized anything. And why to go in this sector? Because that is the future EV. So we are want to diversify as a technology company, doing mobiles, doing EV, all those kind of things. So this is the reason we are focusing these things. And what was your last question, please? Can you repeat again?
Regarding the export plan.
With regard to exports. With regards to exports, yes, of course, we are just waiting for the government policy, which is still on the in the highest forum of the government, but not decided yet. If anything decided on that, that will completely turn around the canvas of mobile industry in this country. If export starts today, Vietnam is at 78 billion US dollar. India last year was 4 billion and this year is 20 billion US dollar. If export starts from Pakistan, that will completely change the companies. The turnover, the revenue will be maybe 300-400% more. So we are hopeful for the exports. We are lobbying for the exports every day and night. Even this afternoon, I had a meeting with one of the government official, but I cannot confirm till the time it is being approved or some policy government gives for it. But every week and every month we being told it will be done soon, it will be done soon. So this is the same message we convey to you, but not confirmed yet, my friend.
Okay, so if I can just insist on this export plan, because we have been also listening about this plan by you, I think for last 1.5 year, that after the IMF reviews, there might be a possibility that government might allow some sort of rebates in case of exports. So my question is, can company compete in the international market without rebates?
I think it is very hard to compete in international market without rebates. We can compete on certain models. We can compete all the time. Even today, we have certain models we can export, but we're not looking for competing ourselves. We're looking for the export driven by the brand. The brand gave us some market. That it's not about today price or tomorrow price. It's not about the competition. Once the government allows export, give a reasonable incentive, then the brand will allocate some market. In that market, we need not to compete. We will just give the brand pricing. We will charge them whatever we manufacture. We charge them our profit or some profit, little profit from the exports as well. So we need a stable market. If just to compete like this, even today I have one or two, three models which I can export, but no company wants a cross-border trade without their permission. So sometimes it excites us, but we don't want to do anything, any cross-border trade without the company permission. So that's why we don't do it. So I believe soon we will get some export permission and we will do something good for a long term.
Okay, so one of the questions that Mr. AK mentioned that the cost decline was significantly higher than the revenue decline in the fourth quarter of last year, and this is the same question I can see in the chat box as well. So if you can just highlight, maybe your team can highlight what was the reason
Yeah.
behind a
Nusrat
significant
Saab,
decline.
please will reply this question.
Mr. Shankar, the cost decline was majorly because of the price negotiation with the principal, and it will definitely will continue for upcoming years because as the we attain that level of pricing, we will try our best to keep that pricing up and we keep the margins up. And this is our management intention from the day one. You will see that the level we maintain, achieve, we will maintain that and we will try to improve that. So the cost decline is not the cost decline, it is basically the better pricing. You can say like this. So if
Okay,
you get
so the better pricing that you are receiving on certain products from your parent company or maybe the
yeah.
principal, is that time-bound agreement or is it a perpetual agreement?
That is for the journal items, but somehow some new models will impact that. If you purchase, if you start making all new models, every new model will have some portion of equipment which will come with that, and that will add up with some depreciation cost. So for the first 2 months, the depreciation cost will have an lower impact, but at certain time period, it will liquidate the depreciation cost and the margin will start giving us a higher pricing. But our pricing is normally good with the principal. We will check all the elements, all the variable and fixed portion of the cost and cover it properly so that we can get a good margin, and we will convey that good margin to in the reports and to our shareholders and the directors.
Uh, that is completely understandable because the company is actually working on new models every year. So my question was basically the discounted prices that you are receiving on certain SKDs or CKDs of the phones. Is that a time-bound price discount that Xiaomi is giving you because of the competition in the local industry, or that is a perpetual agreement? I mean, you will continue to receive discounted prices for the brands that you have been producing right now? That's the question.
No, no, we don't have any discounted prices. Please understand it clearly. Look, you will see our 2024 accounts. At that accounts, we have a less finance cost. We have less borrowing as compared to 2025. So when the borrowing portion will increase, it means the company is investing in the product. So when company will invest in the product as compared to the principal, and the business cycle is little bit improved, then we will charge them. So at that level, that charge will add up. Payment will increase automatically. The proportionate of cost will.
Recording
where we
in
have to do.
progress.
But it's also a distribution margin. Okay, distribution also plays an important role. And distribution is a business of the efficiency and the turnover. The more efficient you are, the more turnover you are, the margins will improve. And third thing is the incentives being offered by the distributors to achieve the targets. So this year the company have achieved significant targets, so their margins have also improved. And obviously a retail sector is contributing, but it's at a very small stage, but it will continue. Going forward, the main question is that whether this is a one-time event or a continuous. No, it's not a one-time event. It will continue, and the only variable is the product mix. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Sajid Saab and Asra Saab, for this clarity. So the next set of question is on the new facility that you are currently in progress. So the question is basically, what is the expected timeline? I guess you have already mentioned before December 2025. And is there any tax advantage associated with the new economic zone? If you can quantify what sort of tax benefits that you will be entitled to, and what percentage of mobile phone productions can actually move there, or what other brands will move there?
The mobile production is in sale mix. You will see it is around more than 60% of our sale. 60 to 70% is the production sale, and the tax benefit is 39%, 29% corporate tax, and 10% super tax is exempt in that unit. So for the distribution, that only will be taxed at a normal 0.25 turnover rate. So the taxation impact in financial year 2026 will be around 17 to 18% or maximum by 20%. But in upcoming year, the tax impact will be around 5 to 10%.
Okay, so we'll now take questions through raise hand option. So I'll now request Fawad Yusuf to please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask about the first quarter result. It is your top line is 22 billion, and you are forecasting for full year about 140 billion. So how we will get this target if the first quarter is only 22 billion?
So just before you start answer, not 22 billion, it's 24 billion. 22 billion was the last quarter. For this quarter, is
24.4 billion is this quarter result. You see the result of 24.4 billion is this quarter result, and upcoming, because I have told you that this 24 billion is also affected by the some flood issues in the last of September. Otherwise, might be we can able to get it at the 30 billion level. But in upcoming quarters, we are very hopeful to get the results above 30 to 35 billion. And in Jan onward, that half year, we are adding 8 billion revenue from the television and 2 to 4 billion revenue from the laptop, and the enhanced revenue from the Techno and Xiaomi forecast for upcoming 6 months will add up that both quarters around 35 to 40 billion, and so we can make up the total revenue number to 140 billion.
Okay, thank you very much. Another question regarding your interest expense. So I want to know when the interest rate came down from 22 to 11%, you are still have expense of around 1 billion per quarter on interest expenses. So why your interest expenses are not reduced?
Because when the interest rate was 22 billion, then borrowing was only 6 to 7 billion or maximum by 8 billion. But now I am standing at the borrowing level of 29 billion gross borrowing, and if you net it, it is on 22 billion. So between 6 billion to 22 billion rise in the borrowing is basically, again, I have tell you, there are two different scenarios working in 2 financial years. In financial year 2024, it was the depression of 2023. In 2023, all markets were closed. State Bank has all the sanctions on the LCs. Activity level is very low. So when July 2023, it was the opening of the LCs limit from the national central bank, allowed all the banks to work according to the normal circumstances. Right away, the sale growth will start, because that 129 billion if you rationally think, it is not the sale of a 1 year. It is the depression of last year, 36 billion, and add up the revenue number of the 2024 billion. So we have maintained that pace in 2025. So at that base, market was at totally vacant. People are ready with the money. The transaction cycle is 15 to 20 days. The product will ready, and very next day it will be left up. You will see the accounts of 2024. We have a closing stock of only 86 million. So with the sale of, even I am telling you the numbers of Select, with 73 billion revenue, the closing stock of 86 million, what do you think that upcoming next 20 days factory is out of stock? We will open the LC, we will get the stock, and we will make a new stock. So all product well ready was lifted out. So if you take the stock turnover, that is more than 900 times. It means out of 365 days, every day you are making 3 invoices. Even the Sundays are included in that. So the 2025 we have achieved 104 billion is with our main force. It is not 104, it is 120 million, 120 billion basically. So the finance cost, we have to feed the growth. So for that, we have to take the borrowings. We have paid the finance cost, but this finance cost is again sponsored by the pricing. That what I was telling you before, that we will accumulate every factor in the cost. So principal will accommodate that factor in the cost. For that, my GP will increase and my NP has increased.
So, sir, what I understood, then in future, your finance cost will be more than $4 to $5 billion. Is this true?
It depends upon the market. If market respond more positively, like there are two things. One is a pull sale, another is a push sale. You are a market player, you know that if I have to do the push sale, I have to maintain the borrowings, or maybe I will improve it. But even then, my gearing ratio will be less than 60%, which I have agreed with the PECRA. So my gearing at now in this financial accounts is 55 to 56 billion. So I have a capacity to borrow 4 billion more to achieve at the gearing level of 60 billion, 60%. So my borrowings depend upon the market situation. If market situation will come like this, like we have start export, so might be my borrowings will reduce. So I have to market start buying more and I don't have to push the sale, then my borrowing will be lower. And if I have to push the sale, then might be I have to maintain my borrowings.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
And one more thing, Dekhan, thank you for highlighting the sensitivity of the finance cost, but technically finance cost becomes the cost of the product. So actually for us, it's like a past. Yeah, it shows at a very high level in the balance sheet compared to the last year, but it's a pass on cost. But it becomes the cost of the product. So when we are doing the pricing with the principals and when doing the distribution agreement, so all these factors have clubbed in and incorporated in the cost of the product.
Okay, the
Thank you.
next question I take from Sania Irfan. Sania, please unmute yourself. We can't hear you, Sania. Okay, we'll take the next question from Muhammad Naeem. Naeem, please unmute yourself.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Walaikum salam.
जी first of all I would like to congratulate you guys on the amazing work you guys are doing और जो माशाल्लाह से आप लोग ने रिजल्ट दिया आज good job, amazing job sir I had a question and my question is कि जो last year earnings quarterly EPS performance it fluctuated a lot. So my question is, in the future, should investors expect consistency regarding the EPS amongst the quarters, and what measures are being taken to sustain the EPS? Thank you.
We are trying our level best to maintain the level and improve it. But if anything goes wrong, that can be happen in the accounts. So we will try our best to maintain that level of EPS. We have to improve that level of EPS because in TV we have a more gross profit and more NP. So in laptop we have also a good numbers. and we will try our level best to improve this level. And even with the impact of that new factory, we are hopeful that we will improve that numbers.
Okay, thank you. We'll take the next question from Sania. Sania, please unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum. Am I audible?
Ji, we can hear you.
Yes, we are hearing you.
So my question was regarding the MOU that you mentioned in the AGM yesterday with Saudi. You said that you guys are planning on establishing cloud data centers with the Saudi company that you've signed an MOU with. Can you please give a timeline for that and also share more details if you can?
For the Saudis, I give your answer. For the Saudis,
Yeah.
because they are maintaining the data center in terms of all the medical records. So to establish a cloud data center is too early to say. Once we come into this business, once first we do agreement, then we start this business. If there is a need, so that the business is expanded, so I don't think that the next half of the financial year we are going to cloud data center. I don't think so.
Okay, so we are about to touch 1 hour mark. So if very quickly we can go through the questions that I mentioned in the chat box. So the question relates to the laptop and LED segment. So what are the expected top line and margins in laptop and smartphone and in smart TVs? Is there any chance to qualify for the government laptop scheme in the future?
With
16 to
regards-
80%. 16 to 18% are the gross margin, and we are expecting 6 to 8% is the NP margin in different TV brands and laptop. Regarding the government scheme, sir will explain you better.
With regards to government scheme, yes, we are working on it, but the government scheme is not sure how much time will take, when they will be ready, what prices they will be offering. So we're not sure about that. We can just say maybe somebody who is supplying to government, maybe they will buy from us, but right now we haven't heard anything from the government or we haven't offered them anything. First, we are testing our laptop on market. If it performs well, and if the local production is more feasible, we can compete the good prices what the government needs, then we will go to into government to offer them. But yes, again, the government is looking for million laptops. There are people who are asking for that, but not exactly from the government. We don't see any tender in the market that says million laptop is required for the government.
Okay, so what's your current market share in the smart TV segment and where do you see it over the years?
Right now, our market share is negligible in smart TV. We just started. Over the years, of course, we try to compete with Samsung and TCL. We want to be the market leader over there.
Okay, so I guess this should be taken as a suggestion. So it would be great if you can share the sales volume data on a quarterly and yearly basis. This is on the chat box. And separately, how much of the revenue is attributed to the TVs in the last fiscal year?
Last fiscal year TV revenue is very negligible. I will share you the exact detail on email with the quantity and with the volume.
Okay, what is the update on the Sharia compliance status?
Airlink is Sharia compliance. Even then, at that day when they have done that activity, so it was a message from even Mezan Sharia advisors that it was a negligible mistake. But Airlink is Sharia compliant at that time. You can even calculate it by yourself. The more than 70% is our funding is from the Islamic banking, and the Skook is also Islamic funding.
Shankar, to answer this question, we were Sharia compliant. We continue to be Sharia compliant. So we will never be non-Sharia compliant.
Yes.
And this year in the accounts, we have disclosed this. There's a certificate attached. So there are certain requirements of the Sharia compliance. So it's incorporated in the accounts. And the certificate is also attached.
Okay, for the expansion project, shall you get the loan from the bank or you have other plans to manage these funds?
Yeah, we are in discussion with the to have.
Currently, it is from our own cash flow. But if we feel at any point of time that we have to a requirement for the funds, Then commercial banks are ready, even Islamic and commercial banks, all are ready to finance that property. So it is the decision as per the requirement by the management. So let's see that if we have to change our financial borrowing structure between long term and short term, then we will go for that and make some portion of long term. Otherwise, it will be the decision, and what it will be decided will show in the accounts.
Okay, can you mention the product-wise capacity of your new facility? How many smartphones will be produced over there? I mean, the capacity to produce in the appliances, laptop, if you have them readily available.
Regarding the capacity, Mr. Shankar, we have a capacity utilization at the level of 35 to 40%. So it will depend upon the situation that what we have targeted, that if we manufacturing 2.5 billion or 2 million or 2.6 million units, so might be in this year 50% or 40% of these units will be produced there in new facility, because half year will be there. And in upcoming year, the production will be more there in Sundar Green and the related models, which with old machinery will be maybe continue here in Kajaram Industrial Estate.
Okay, one question that I have from one of your participants who attended the AGM yesterday. So the question is, the phone capacity was increased from 42 lakhs to 47 lakhs, while production went down from 31 to 28 lakhs. It looks like the management was expecting increase in demand, however, it went otherwise, or this planned capacity increase is to cater the future demand.
Yeah, definitely. Because of that, some issues in the last financial year in May, and we have around, you can see the financial of 2024, we have lack of raw material in 15 to 20 days. And in the May, the tension between Pakistan and India has also dropped the supply line for 20 days or 25 days. So, and if you realistically see these numbers, the production in 2025 is a production for 10 months. It is not for the whole year, not for the 12 months production.
Okay, are you investing? Yes, Sajisa, please.
It's okay. Yeah, I can answer.
Okay, so are you planning to invest in solar energy installations to cut cost at your manufacturing side? If yes, what is the expected reduction in the percentage terms? How many facility has the solar installation already, if you can just confirm?
The new factory will have we are planning to have a 1 megawatt solar renewable energy at the new Sundar Green factory. That's the plan we have right now.
And what is your overall requirement in terms of megawatt for the new facility based on the?
Well, Shankar, it depends upon the production, but this 1 megawatt facility is for the whole 8 acre land. So it will be not for the current production, but also incorporating the future production. I think the current requirement will be less, and it will gradually, we will expand gradually over the period of time.
Okay, so Mr. Sab, you mentioned your target for fiscal year 26. So one of the participants wants to just confirm the numbers. So 2.5 million units for the Xiaomi products, PKR 8 billion targets for the TVs, PKR 4 billion for the laptops, and enhancement of production of around 15 billion.
Yeah, 2 to 4 billion for laptops. So we are expecting that we can raise 15 billion from the enhanced product, like in this year and upcoming year 104, and upcoming production units will add up 15 billion. So we are expecting that we can raise to 140 billion in upcoming year.
Shankar, I want to mention one more thing over here. Being a CEO, my more focus will be increasing the EPS, not only increasing the numbers. So I want a quality work in which we make more, which the NP should increase, not only the numbers. Even if the numbers grow up to 20%, which is 104 plus 20, 124, but the EPS should increase because of certain factors, because of solar, because of going to the tax-free zone, and because of reducing the cost, cutting the cost more, and focusing more on the product. In this way, we can compete the market, and the demand will continue, and the product will sell, reducing the product cycle in the market and decreasing the financial cost. So we are working on different things. But if white goods really hit, or we are unable to have one more brand, mobile phone brand manufacturing in our facility, then we can easily go up to 140, even 150. But the main focus will be to increase the EPS to uh, come up to the expectation of the investors. So don't take the numbers. It's 140, it's 130. The main goal is what we earn from it. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So Muzaffar sir, one question from you basically, if you can just highlight, because this year overall sales has come down. Do you really think that the weak farm economics could be one of the reasons behind it? Because now we are seeing the wheat support prices are back, and the wheat prices overall have also improved. Are you expecting some sort of boost in your overall sales from the rural economy as well?
Shankar, Pakistan economy is basically a rural economy, and it depends on the crop. And generally, we had massive sales in last quarter, in especially May and June, because the wheat, all the farmers, they get money from the wheat. They cut the crop and they get a lot of money. This year, the wheat was not supported by the government, and even most of the farmers did not sell the wheat, or even if they sell, they don't make money at all out of it. So that is 100% right. With the wheat supporting price of 3,500, the sales will jump up in the last quarter of this financial year, number one. And even if the sales, the major factor was the war between Pakistan and India. Almost 1.5 months the supply chain got disrupted. There were no new stocks were coming, and everybody was very cautious, including myself. Being a CEO of the company, I was very careful, not placing much orders. So that also disrupted the sales. Even if you see today, along with the tax impact, it's 120 billion. This 9 billion minimum we lost because of the war, because 1 month was completely slow. So next year, if all goes well, the next second half, with the white good, with laptops, and looking forward for another brand, I believe that will be a very good year for Airlink, and it will be a good growth story for the company, along with good EPS. This is
Okay,
the
one
expectation. Hopefully, hope we achieve it.
All right, one last question that we take from the AK, and then we can move towards the closing remarks. AK, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. While I have the chance, I might squeeze another question, take the opportunity. So my question is for far or near future. Uh, uh, we have seen that Airlift mostly relies on JV and partnership uh, regarding technology transfer. Uh, and most countries are aligning themselves with strategic manufacturing, mainly with batteries and chips. And we have seen this affect us in COVID, where shipments were blocked and there was a shortage of chips. And in future, when everyone moves to electric cars and mm, laptops and mobiles, do we have any plan to take a strategic position to be self-sufficient regarding these two elements? Thank you.
With regards to batteries, of course, we are working. And when we talk about the EV cars, when we talk about the EV bikes, when we talk about the mobile phones, of course, we're looking at the battery, and we are very carefully analyzing the situation. And maybe we do something in battery. But with regard to chipset, it is far away for Pakistan. Chipset being produced, only the major countries in the world is Taiwan. So it's a very high end project. It is very costly project. I don't see in next 5 years any chipset company or anything coming to Pakistan. Yes, government is trying hard, pushing hard to do something in this chipset industry, but not in manufacturing. The fab facility costs like 20 billion US dollars, which Taiwan has. So, but we still working on the battery. We're still working on the technology. And if you see in Airlink, we have transfer the technology in terms of human resource. In the start, we have 40 Chinese, and now we have only 6, 7 Chinese working. Rest we have already transformed into Pakistani people. So we are trying to do our level best. Hope for the good. Maybe Pakistan enter into new era. with these new technologies. And once Pakistan is entering or any something special coming out of by the government, we will try to avail it immediately. Thank you.
All right. So I guess, Muzaffar Sir, we can move towards the closing remarks. And if you can also share some light on the over your plans for the e-commerce integration or the omni-channel retail model to support online sales of the mobile phone. Maybe you can take this question as a part of your last remarks.
Okay. With regards to omni-channel, with regards to retail, Airlink is already increasing the retail footprint. We have already acquired 3 spots in Lahore Dolmen Mall. The first Samsung store is already open. The Xiaomi exclusive store will be opened in November, and the Pakistan first iPhone mono store will be opened in December in Dolmen Mall. That store being designed by Apple. That phone, even fixture, is coming from Apple. So that will be the first mono store of iPhone in Pakistan. That will be done very soon. Inshallah, in December it will be opened. And Airlink is moving towards all the retail organized channel, and we want to change the canvas of retail sector in the country, because we have already run 16 stores from last 4 years. That is very successful project. As Mr. Nusrat explained, on the iPhone, the first day of launch, having 280 million sales just from 2 stores. It's incredible. It's not easy. But we had lines outside of the stores, all the families and everybody was waiting in Lahore outside the store. The same in Dolmen Mall, Karachi, people have witnessed. So this will be done, inshallah. And what you asked about the second thing, one is the stores, and second,
Omni-channel, the e-commerce sales.
yes, e-commerce Airlink is already has run a pilot project by the name of Aircart that is fully ready, and by the third quarter or by the first January, that will also be on air, and people can buy directly online product from Airlink from online that Aircart channel, and we will deliver them to their doorstep. And that is the vision of the company, innovation at doorstep, and we will follow it. Thank you.
Right. With this, we are moving for closing of this session. So thank you everyone for taking out your time today for this briefing of Airlink. And once again, thanks to the management also for such an insightful discussion with all the participants. Have a good day, sir, and all the best
Thank
for
you
the
very
next
much.
year. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for presenting such
Thank
a
you.
beautiful
Happy-
and informative
Okay.